everyone, today I'll be reviewing this Netflix original movie just dropped today. It's called Fever Dream and it is starring Maria Belderved, Dolores Fonzi, and this movie is directed by Claudia Lo. This movie is based on a book, so I never read the book or anything. I saw the little teaser on Netflix for this movie and I thought, oh, this movie definitely looks very interesting. While I really thought watching this movie was really very interesting watch, especially plot. It definitely draws you in right away. You are like, oh, what is going on? You wanna watch the whole movie to know what is going on here, especially when this movie starts with Amanda lying on a ground, almost like she has something happen to her. What is it? And she's telling this story with the little boy named David. So in this movie, we basically go on journey with Amanda and David. I'm not saying it's not a journey, like it's like a spiritual journey type of story here. But unfortunately, when I read the synopsis from this movie on here on Rotten Tomato, it's giving away the whole plot line for this movie. So I don't check out this movie's synopsis on Rotten Tomato before watching this movie. It will give away some of the spoiler. I'll go to the spoiler a little bit later. So I thought I had really fun watching this movie. This movie was definitely very interesting watch. Throughout the movie, I had so many, like, I was having really good time. Although I should mention this movie is really slow paced, so definitely not everyone's cup of tea. So I really like watching this movie. However, after this movie ended, I was like, oh, what? So the way this movie ended, I would say, is very anticlimactic, the way this movie ended. However, this movie is such a beautifully directed from Claudia Lo. It's really very well crafted, the way she crafted the story here. So it's based on a book, so story already exists out there, I suppose. But people who never read the book or anything, for them, I would say the way this movie was crafted, the mystery behind the characters, it's very interesting. And the mystery behind it, although it is very simple, the mystery behind all of this drama, but still I thought this movie was definitely very well directed from Claudia Lo. She's very good director, honestly. I really like the way she crafted the story. However, the way this movie ended, I have so many questions about this character, especially David. I'm like... So I'll go to the spoiler now. In this movie, we see Amanda. She is lying on the floor and David is trying to drag her to somewhere, and David start asking her, like, do you remember, Amanda, what happened? Then Amanda, she start remembering things and start telling David, how she'd get there. So in this story, she basically tells him, or she tries to remember, I guess. At this point, you already know she's poisoned. She's about to die. And that's why she's trying to remember how did she get there, what happened to her daughter, Anna. So in this story, we learn that when Amanda, she moves into this, like the farmhouse, she got it from her ancestor. Then this beautiful woman named Carola, she comes to her house with this two fresh bucket of water, telling her that the water around this area is not clean, which is the indication that there is a poison gonna happen later in the story, which is, ooh. When we do see that, I was like, oh, that is the cause of all the problem we are seeing, because even Amanda herself, she got poisoned and she is about to die. So when we learned that Carola was telling her that David had this, David was once also poisoned by this water, then she took him to this, like the witch lady, and she did some ritual performance on him. After that, he kind of lost his half of the soul, and the half of soul is something. So my question is, if he has only half of his old soul, what is the other half of the soul? That's the information I didn't get from this movie. That is kind of like, oh, is it in the book or what is it? Because I didn't get from this movie, because like end of this movie, when Anna, she also went through same spiritual ritual here, sounded like she also lost half of her soul. But in this the way this movie ended, it indicates this Anna's half soul went to David, because David's half soul was empty already. Then where is David's half soul? Where is his half soul? I guess maybe this movie showed us there was another child, like she had this deformed face. Maybe that child has David's soul or something. Or many other kids in the town already had this deformed issues because of the poisonous or should I say this pesticide poison from this carp is going to the water and is poisoning all the animals on all the things. That's why David was one time in this movie trying to bury all those duck he got from the lake. I guess this the way this Carola character was seeing David, he's like, oh, she's like, oh, he's not my son. After that incident, I guess it's affected Carola, also David and whole family, because end of this movie, as I was saying, this movie is so anti-climactic before. Because last, although you spend whole your time in this movie with these two lady, these two beautiful lady. By the way, they were really good in this movie. But this movie ends with their husband. And like Amanda's husband is like, oh, what is happened to my daughter? Because Anna is not same herself. Something happened to Anna, same like David. And this movie implied somehow Anna's half soul is in David, which is ridiculous. That's why I'm saying the way this movie ended, it does make you feel like it's just a ridiculous thing you watched. Because with this movie never spent its time with where is David half soul go, you know what I mean? Like, and this movie ended with Anna's half soul in him is kind of ridiculous, I find. But still, I thought that this movie could have showed a little bit more about Carola. What happened to Carola? She just left her family. I guess this throughout this movie was trying to show us how Carola was struggling to term with the things she has done with David's character. I guess that was the whole movie's point. But somehow Amanda, she got into same problem like Carola, and she paid the price. She actually died because of the poisonous water, or what happened to her. Overall, still I thought it was very interesting watch, although the ending is kind of like but still it's interesting watch for sense. Is very well acted, and I would say some part of this movie, like way Amanda Carola was acting with each other, like what the heck, all this tension between these two ladies, I was like what the heck. It's not like they're attracted to each other, because end of the day Carola isn't attractive to Amanda. She was just envying all the stuff Amanda had, her nice carpet, her nice farmhouse, or because Carola, she didn't have anything in her house. When you go to her house, she's kind of like a poor person, and Amanda isn't, although Amanda has other problem, but Carola, she envies all the things Amanda has. I guess somehow this movie is trying to show us, but why we're showing this tension between this character, I didn't like it. I guess sometimes this, I guess this Omen director is trying to show sometimes, like an Omen gets jealous of another woman's look. Maybe that's how she feels. Not gonna say like nobody never looked at me like that, because sometimes women do look at other women like that. So it's not totally untrue what we are watching here. But I don't like it. Every time movie try to show you good friendships, they end up showing something else. Piss me off, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean this movie was bad or anything. I think it was interesting watch between these two ladies, their as I was saying, their classes. Although this part of this movie, although it's not very clear, but you can see Amanda, the Carola, she wanted everything Amanda had. That is what she was wanting from her, and she couldn't term with the fact what she has done to David. To me, so David looked like he was kind of, I wish we had more time we spent it with David, like what is that, because the whole story is centered around him, but yet we don't know what happened with half of his other soul, where it went, you know what I mean? That is my frustration, I guess, with this movie. Otherwise it was interesting watch. Anyway, that's my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie, and if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave your comment, and don't forget to check out my other review on Netflix movie, and take care.